Hello and welcome to the OK Takes podcast. I am Matt Weiner, and as always, I'm joined by my fellow capo, Edward Vento. As of 10:58 p.m. West Coast time, I think it's safe to say Padres fans counted their chickens before they hatched. This whole episode, or the first half of the episode, is going to be dedicated to taking a dump on the Padres and their fans' existence. And then after that, we're going to dive into some hard knocks. Look, episode 3 wasn't great. But complaining about how Hard Knocks sucks and was disappointing and didn't meet our expectations is still better than not having any Hard Knocks at all. Like literally, the only thing we got from this preseason was Jameis. That's it. So very, very excited for episode 19. And I just wanted to kick it off with a question. Now, Edward, let me ask you something. Is it bad to fire your pitching coach a week before September begins?
Yeah. But the Padres they are who we thought they were, So I can't say I'm surprised.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised at how bad they are, but I'm surprised that this is the maneuver they went to. So I love this quote from Jace Tingler when he was asked about the Padres manager, JC Tingler, when he was asked about this, is he said, "Oh, this firing our pitching coach a week before September begins. Oh, that wasn't a scapegoat." Look, anytime a coach says a guy wasn't a scapegoat, he's a scapegoat. Look, it's like every guy who works for nofap.com. They definitely jerk off at least before, after, breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you work for nofap, you definitely jerk off. If you say he's not a scapegoat, he's definitely a scapegoat.
Yeah, I mean, there's no two ways around it. I mean, Blake Snell has been having probably the worst year of his career. Is that easy? Is that okay? Is that fair to say about Blake Snell?
But it's like Blake Snell, but then a big part of this whole thing, and what Padres fans especially are really mad about, is having 16 pitchers currently on the IL, and they're all related to arm issues.
That's what I was going to say after Snell. But yeah, I mean, Darvish still on the injured list. And yeah, like you said, 16 guys on 16 pitchers alone. Like, that's ridiculous. Their training staff as a whole should be fired.
It's this weird combination of them. So, it's this weird combination because it's like, do you say that this is on the training staff, or do you say this is on Rothschild and what he brings to the table as a pitching coach, where he's going to run guys and get their workload in? Because a random stupid question I have is that if you have, like I said before, 16 pitchers on the IL, almost all of them have arm issues. Rothschild has a history of his teams having a lot of injuries. Do you think that the Padres are just soft? Are we ready for that take?
Yes, I am ready for that.
Like, they wouldn't be able to play in the 90s era of baseball.
Nope, no shot.
So there's that. And so now they're having interim pitching coach be the bullpen manager. But another take is that I think the Padres might have been doing Rothschild a favor. Now, a fellow Jew, what is coming? Well, I mean, you're pretty closely in touch with everything related in the world of Judaism. Do you know what's coming up in a couple weeks?
No. Tell me.
Gentile.
Larry David wouldn't even be that rude.
No, okay, so in 2 weeks it's going to be Rosh Hashanah, start of the new
year.
Yeah,
I knew that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I knew that.
You already have your apples and honey ready. But this is a big deal. Jewish New Year is a very big deal. That starts like September 7th, September 8th. So they're already giving him a blank slate for the upcoming New Year. Second point, because he's Jewish, because he's a pitching coach and is a Jew, him participating in the very holy holiday Yom Kippur is off the table now. Like, he could sell it, or you don't celebrate Yom Kippur, but it's the day of repenting for your sins. You're supposed to fast. You're supposed to wear black, all these things. You're supposed to wear white. Anyways, Yom Kippur, you don't want to do anything for it. You just sit on your couch and just sulk. It's actually being the most Jewish thing you could do. So now he could just do the Sandy Koufax challenge. Like he could be a good Jew. That's what. So I'm happy for him that he could be a good Jew.
Yeah, good for him. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. All right. So now moving on to what's going on in the series, and we've been kind of texting about it back and forth, but this is so indicative of the difference of arcs of the two seasons, or the seasons that are going on between the Dodgers and the Padres. So look where we were the last time the Dodgers faced the Padres. Okay. June 21st through June 23rd, June 23rd, 3-game sweep. The Dodgers at the time were 4 games back of the Giants. The Padres were only a half game back of the Dodgers. The Dodgers only put up 8 runs that series. Darvish, game 1, was incredible, and then moved himself. So that was his 3rd time starting against Dodgers in 2021. Had his 1.35 ERA and 0.65 WHIP with 29 strikeouts in 20 innings. So things were like, oh shit, are the Padres for real? Because you have to say, though, the Padres did look for real. You can't argue at around this time and after that series, you weren't a little scared of the Padres.
No, definitely I was, especially with the way they hit our starting pitching.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't like insane run totals, but they touched up Arias for like 5-6 runs. Kershaw got hit pretty hard. Like all their runs were scored in the first inning, or like first couple innings. They were just hitting ding dongs left and right. Like we actually got taken to the Crone zone. And it's funny just how sports go. Nothing is, I mean, this is why sports are the greatest metaphor for life. Nothing will ever remain bad. Nothing will ever remain good. Because look where we are now that it's August 24th, nearly 2 months and a day removed from the last time we played them. Padres are 2-8 in their last 10, and they are praying for the wild card. And recently played the Rockies and Diamondbacks, dropped 6 of 7 against them.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a tale of, yeah, like you said, just two polar opposite seasons unfolded between these two teams. And everybody at the start of the year thought these are the two, it's a 2-horse race in the NL West. And it is, but it's just not the Padres and the Dodgers. It's the Giants and the Dodgers. But it was the Padres at the beginning, but they really have taken a turn for the worst.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think the Larry Rothschild, firing him a week before September, is the biggest point to be made in this situation, because that shit doesn't happen, especially with a pitching coach. You know, you'd obviously see that happen to a manager, but a pitching coach. And then have this weird thing where it's like, is this AJ Preller telling Tingler to take, telling Tingler to take all the blame for it? It's turning into a blame game situation. And then Rothschild is saying he's not the scapegoat, but then he is the scapegoat. This is what we call a fire fest.
Yeah,
it's a fire fest.
No other way around it.
Look, nobody's able to get any food. They're on an island. They thought it was going to be a wonderful vacation. And then it's like Billy McFarland, Ja Rule promised them first place. Hell, you might even get a World Series. Tatis is going to win an MVP. Chris Paddock, possibly Cy Young. And now they're just destitute.
No. Struggling to get the last wild card spot.
And that was hilarious. I saw Blake Harris posted or he was at the game, and he posted that now they have the wild card watch going.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Now I want to actually talk about game from tonight. I'll let you kick it off. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with AJ Pollock. I mean, man, he really stuffed the stat sheet out there tonight. Took 2 runs away from Manny in the 4th, bringing back a home run that off the bat I thought was at Camp Pendleton, like just up the 5 a little bit. I was like, oh my God. And then the more the camera started to zoom in, I was like, wait, Pollock has a shot. And man, he leaped up there and brought that thing back in the face of like 3 fans who were like right there waiting to get the ball. And he was just like, nope, this is mine. Sorry. And then a couple innings later, singles in 2 more. What a game for Pollock.
Mm-hmm. No, this was Pollock collectively fucking the Padres. He actually ran a trade on the Padres because he got it done on defense and got it done on offense.
Yep.
I want to go back. Obviously it was the play of the game and probably one of the plays of the series and probably one of the plays of this rivalry-ish thing that's going on.
Yeah.
That we're going to look back on because it was a very significant moment. Knee-jerk reaction, it turned me into wild man. I started screaming. Lola, my dog, went absolutely nuts. She thought there was an earthquake going on. So now I know the definition of waking up the neighborhood. That was a play that woke up every single neighborhood within this like Southern California and probably LA County. There's no way that you could stay silent during that. Even if your spouse or whoever it is napping next to you, you scream and you wake them up.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those plays. There's just something about Dodgers outfielders and robbing Padres stars of home runs. Wink, wink, Cody Bellinger.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
It's the best. There is nothing better than the leap at the wall. And for Pollock, I think it was even more significant because who remembers what happened last Saturday? Excuse me. Pete Alonso.
Yeah, I mean, Pollock's not the best defensively. Well, so this was a bit of a surprising play.
Well, I mean, we saw after Pete Alonso's home run, like you couldn't even fit a piece of paper in between his cleats and the dirt the last time Pollock tried to rob a home run. So the fact that it was this close in time, like 2 games apart, made it even better because we still have that ingrained in our memories. I forget everything after a week, everything that happened. Like I had to go back and watch the clips from the last series against the Padres. I had no fucking clue what happened. But watching him do that, I think I want to put it in as far as like Dodgers related takes. I like to think that it reached platinum old takes exposed status.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that.
I've never seen a take of mine and just everybody's. Everybody said like AJ Pollock was Woody Harrelson and White Men Can Jump. That's the first thing that came to mind. With I guarantee you, if anybody who's seen that movie, that was the first thing that came to mind. Is it white boys or white men can jump?
White men.
White men can jump.
No, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Because I mean, yeah, like you said, you couldn't even slide a piece of paper underneath his cleats, and then now he literally must have just put bungees, or not bungees. What am I thinking of? Springs in his shoes, and all of a sudden he's bringing homers back. I mean, I'm here for it. Keep it up, AJ.
He honestly was jumping like he was in Space Jam too.
Mm-hmm. Can we not talk about that movie?
I fucking love it. I think I'm gonna rewatch it. I fucking love it so much.
God damn it. 2 hours of your life you're never gonna get back.
Okay, I could say that for a lot of the things I do. I will never get that time back. There's plenty. Oh wow, I feel like that's kind of a bonkable offense, but I'm gonna preface it. Yeah, there's a lot of bonkable offenses that I was like, damn, if I use that time to do push-ups or read, then I probably would have cured cancer or have a better body than like Bradley Cooper.
I mean, everyone has those moments, not just you, but like we can all avoid watching Space Jam. Well, Space Jam 2, the first one's good.
Dude, I was walking Lola today and I had a random thought like, what did happen during Space Jam? And that's it's like saying earlier about I forget everything. My memory is so fleeting that I'm just playing catch up with things I already did before.
Do you remember what you had for breakfast?
Oh yeah, actually I switched it up today. I usually have 2 fried eggs, medium, or medium over easy, and then bowl of oatmeal. I love the instant sugar pack, brown sugar pack from Quaker Oats. Fire. It's my favorite thing in the world.
That is very fire.
Switched it up, went a little omelet action today.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean it was easy, it was quick, it wasn't anything nuts. It was just some diced ham and onions.
That's good. That's a good hearty breakfast. And you remember, yeah, that's a plus.
Exactly. All right, so I'm pretty good with I want to touch on bullpen as well. Dude, Vesia is back at it again, and I feel like, and I wanted to get your opinion on the nickname.
Oh, the Wolf? I called him the Wolf in a tweet.
You're kidding.
No, I did.
Wait,
I
what?
did. Go look in an OK takes right after we won the game. I called him Alex the Wolf Vesia. It's to turn you. You did it. You won.
Okay. I thought it was one of those things where, well, I'm sure if you're a listener confused. So I proposed. So Edward from the OK Takes account tweeted out looking for a nickname for Vesia, and in my head, I went to Winston Wolfe from Pulp Fiction. You got to clean up a mess, or sometimes you just need somebody to shut shit down, like quick. He's a smooth motherfucker, but he's intense.
Business taken care of, man.
Mm-hmm. No
That's
bullshit.
Alex Vesia. That's Alex Vesia. I love it.
There is no greater. Okay, I also no greater compliment to a human, but also relievers, especially. No bullshit. No bullshit. Get in, get out. That's it.
Yep. That's him.
God, he's been so good. Where does this come from? We were this whole season, we are kind of searching for who's somebody who we had no idea would be shutting shit down. Who is somebody who we could count on that we would never expect? Because that's what it takes for a World Series team. Didn't really expect Julio to be closing out the World Series, but there we are, Game 6 against the Rays. Who is that guy? Alex Vesia.
Him, and also don't discredit Philip the Wagon Bickford also is one of those guys that came out of nowhere too. But I mean, lately Vesia has been a little more money than Bickford, I've noticed.
Yeah, Bickford gave up a home run the other day against the Mets, so that doesn't help. But yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm good with wrapping up here. What about you?
I kind of just want to shoot one more shot at the Padres. Might be low hanging fruit, but I mean, come on. Petco Park is just Dodger Stadium South. Like Dodger fans love to travel down there. Their "Let's Go Dodgers" chants are louder than the "Beat LA" chants, and like we've gotten to the point where it's like it's a normal year. Like the start of the year, it's always loud "Beat LA" chants and playoff atmosphere. And now it's just like the "Let's Go Dodgers" chants from Pantone 294 and all the just come drowning out "Beat LA." And the Padres fans are trying real hard, but Dodger fans will always reign supreme. It's Dodger Stadium South. It really is.
Mm-hmm. It's like the colors are. It's not a sea of blue as if it is at like Chase Field. But for the most part, what I noticed was in the bottom of the ninth and like probably like key moments for when the Padres had a chance to turn the game into like 5-5, or especially after Profar home run, it sounded like "Let's Go Padgers," because there was a combination. It was like a weird integration of Dodgers and Padres fans trying to battle it out with each other.
Yeah, that's funny. I noticed that too. That is funny.
Whereas before it would just been "Beat LA," but now it's like this weird thing where like you're hearing some Padres, you're hearing some Dodgers. So I think that's another what we're seeing here. I think it's just where the tides turn. This is what the series looks so far from game 1, game 2, game 3. I don't know what's going to happen, but as of right now, 11:16 p.m. West Coast time, it looks like this is where the tides turn.
Definitely.
That's it. All I can speak on is the information in front of me.
Yep.
That's all I could do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's kick it to some hard knocks to end episode 19. So I don't know about you, but my boner from 3 weeks ago is no more. I am completely flaccid.
Yeah, the hype is completely gone. I mean, just another dud of an episode. Like I was sitting there and I was like, I literally have like one thing written down. I wrote down something like the first 5 minutes to talk about, which we'll get to. And then it took me another like 30 minutes until I had another note down. I was like, have I like missed this whole, like I must have missed something. But then I like was like, no, it's just another dud. It was just another dud, man. Mm-hmm. Who else but the Cowboys to throw out nothing but duds?
I was okay. Talk about low hanging fruit. Yeah. And this is my thing is, okay, it's the preseason. Like I said before, the only thing that I'll remember from this preseason is Jameis launching. That's kind of it. So with that said, we made it to week 0 of college football. That's the only thing that matters. We made it to football that actually has a purpose. It's not deciding who's going to get cut, who's going to be on special teams. No, we've made it to where there is a game that is important that we could bet on and not feel guilty about because it's the preseason. So we did it. I'd like, you know what? After this episode, I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for making it to football season. This is it. We're here. So yeah, it sucked, but look where we're at. We got through. That's the only reason why Hard Knocks is here. It's an appetizer for the appetizer that is week 0.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to put it. You know, it's that bridge to get us there. It's the Blake Trinan to get us to Kinley, I guess.
Well, betting season is going to be the 1 week where Canley actually threw a million saves.
Yeah. But I mean, no, you're right. Hard Knocks, it does its job. I mean, I really enjoyed the seasons of the Browns and the Raiders. That's kind of what got me into Hard Knocks. I thought those were just genuinely every week was really fascinating. Whereas last season with the Chargers and the Rams, and now this season, it just isn't quite hitting the same.
Chargers, Rams, I don't factor just COVID. This season has kind of been especially after episode 1. Where do you want to start with this?
I guess we can go in order of the show and start out with that Roger Deakins 1917 one-take little drone shot there. That was, as a film buff, it's really pretentious to call myself that, but I'm going to do it right now. I mean, that was my shit. Like I live for that shit. I live for a good long take.
Look, I got so nauseous from watching it. I can't believe if you're going to leave a drone shot in for more than 20 seconds, you have to put a motion sickness warning, like what they do for seizures. Or trigger points for people who have related traumas. No, you have to tell me, because I wanted to throw up. I was ready to get Dramamine.
I could understand that. I don't really get nausea from that, but I do get it. I do get where you're coming from there.
I hate roller coasters. I can't stand anything more. I don't understand them because, look, I especially remember like getting really, really drowsy on It's a Small World ride at Disneyland.
Well, that ride sucks anyway, and it's never open.
But yeah, I mean, just the fact of moving like 3 miles an hour is enough to make me nauseous. I hate not being able to drive in cars. I get sick in the back of the car. I hate boats. Never take me on a boat. I don't like going fast. I don't like going forward. I like sitting. I like staying stationary. And the one speed I like is my own walking speed or running speed. Don't make me go faster than what I'm expected to go.
Ladies.
Yeah.
Moving on.
And the biggest thing though is what we don't realize about this drone video is that this is all a smokescreen or I would say not even smoke. I would say it's like a distraction from the bullshit that's really going on. It's like why you put athletes and entertainers in reverse mortgage ads on, like you see Joe Namath and like Steve Garvey. Oh yeah, Jesus, Steve, you're in like a billion of them to distract you from like all future bamboozling. They think, yeah, this is it. So we'll get you sold on something because you don't care. You're just watching something. You're watching somebody you like. So therefore you're going to like the product.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, you said it perfectly. I don't really have anything else to say on the matter.
Dope.
Quality content.
Yeah. Well, because this is the thing. I like watching chaos. We like watching John Gruden yell. We like watching Hugh Jackson look like an idiot. This is why we watch Hard Knocks. And I've been beating it. I've been banging a drum. Hard Knocks needs to have chaos. Hard Knocks needs to have chaos. But they keep on hiding everything. There's barely any Jerry Jones that's making them. There is barely any Jerry Jones that isn't making him look like the coolest, like Southern old fart imaginable. Every single thing is a hype shot. I want McGriddle's Jerry, not, oh, look at me, I'm in a helicopter, Jerry. Yeah. Oh, look at me, I'm walking through elevators with background music, Jerry. Oh, who are you, Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin? Where the fuck is Mojo Mike? Is Mike McCarthy even coaching the team? He's been completely shunned. You know, the only coach who got like more than 2 seconds of airtime was Skippy Pete, the running backs coach. God damn it.
Yeah, because he was telling the guy to catch the ball. That I liked that a little bit. That was funny.
I actually like that a lot. Like from Jaquan Hardy, very relatable moment. Okay, no, I'll get to the context in a second. No, you have to say that there has been no Mike McCarthy. They're hiding him like he's fucking Quasimodo.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy has actually been MIA. Like he was in like what? He had the halftime pump up speech. That was it. Like,
and what we're not seeing okay, so I want to get to this, but I have to revert back to the context thing. Jaquan Hardy putting in the context, most relatable thing ever. I didn't realize if you zoom in on the eye while you're putting a contact in, it looks like an alien.
Yeah, I don't worry about contacts.
That was just beyond creepy. I guess I figured out I'm not an eye guy. That creeped the shit out of me. Very funny, the 1-on-1 when the running backs room was making fun of him. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. But I want to get back to the drone because I think this once again is where we could tie back to, oh shit, no, they're just gonna keep on hiding shit. Look, we don't want to see cool shots. We don't want to watch like 360s of training rooms. Actually, it was kind of cool when they flew over the cheerleaders, but that was about it. From the drone shot, that was cool. It's like, what is going on with Dak? That's all we want to hear. That's it. What the fuck is going on? That was awesome how we got to see things. The waters look really murky with AB when he was on the Raiders, his injury status. When was he going to play? The helmet. That's what made the Raiders Hard Knocks so good. What the fuck is going on with Dak's shoulder? And then we hear a broadcaster before they play the preseason game. Oh, don't believe what you read on Twitter about Dak's shoulder. Then tell us what is happening so we don't have to rely on Twitter. You have the option.
No, yeah, definitely. They're definitely just covering it up at this point. I mean, yeah, like you said, we got that one little bit where it's like, Dak's going to be fine. Don't believe what you read on Twitter. Okay, why can't Hard Knocks tell me that?
Exactly. All right. So we're just going to have to end on happy notes. I know you liked one specific part from Dak.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I actually really just related to Dak when he said this because he was like growing up, he was just afraid of haunted houses because he thought people were being murdered in them. That is a completely rational fear. Like, it just makes complete sense. And the way he worded it was like, shit, did he think about this? He was like, I mean, they've got the chainsaws in there. They got the masks on. He was like, this is a perfect place to murder someone. Yeah, that's why I didn't go in a haunted house until I was 16. I was like, I'm going to be murdered in there. Like, that's the perfect place to cover it up. So Dak just exposing haunted houses today. I pointed at my TV like the Leonardo meme. I was like, that's literally me. Like, I feel that way.
Mm-hmm. With that, I've always had similar opinion, but I'm going to steal the disposition. I like the way you phrase that in every single part. I'm going to use that. Never been a scary guy. And then so like last Dak thing was probably the peak of like behind the scenes Hard Knock shit of the mailroom supervisor playing cards with Zeke and Dak and talking shit. That was the best. That's what we want.
Imagine that. Like, that would be so cool. Like, you're literally the mailroom guy and you're playing cards with arguably a top 5 running back in football, definitely a top 10 quarterback in football, and probably going to be a top 10, top 5 rookie this year. Like, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. That was sweet. That was so sweet. That was what it hit me right there. It's like another thing on Hard Knocks. I want to find things I can't find on social media. That was that one moment because it was great. It reminded me of The Last Dance where MJ is playing the quarters game with the security guards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was exactly what we needed. That was good behind the scenes shit. That was good, like Hallmark football shit. I needed that.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good little segment. No idea what game they were playing. Never heard of spades. Am I uncultured for that? I've never heard of spades.
I just don't think it was around their friend group. Besides like poker, I don't think our friend group played that many different card games.
Yeah. I've never heard of spades.
Because another game like that's really popular among teams, at least from what I've read, and like, well, obviously, so in a Jordan biography I read, he was a big dominoes guy.
Yeah,
so I feel like dominoes get played a lot as well.
Yeah.
All right. So before I wrap up, actually, do you have anything left for Hard Knocks?
I mean, just like, how does Ben DiNucci still have a job? Like, come on, man. Like, they gassed up that drive against the Cardinals in the second episode, and they tried to do the same thing, like when he had a chance to win this game. And I was sitting there the whole time, and I was like, when is the pick? Like, when's it coming? Let's hear the pick. Like, where is it? Let me see it. And then finally it happened. And I was honestly like, yep, there it is. Okay, get this guy off the roster.
Yeah, no, his peak was just going to be beating Micah Parsons in chess.
Yeah, that'll be his biggest accomplishment as a Cowboy.
That was cool. And then, last cool was Azura Kamara, a cool story. Not a good ending, but a cool story. Like, I mean, they're showing the highlights against the Texans, and he had like one kind of nice tackle, but there was like 6 clips of him just getting absolutely demolished, just getting clamped.
Yeah, poor
It was,
guy.
it was sad. Like, because Demarcus Lawrence, like, you could tell Demarcus Lawrence really felt for him and was trying to hype him up and giving him all the advice he could muster up. But you're Demarcus Lawrence, and your abilities cannot be transferred onto Azura Kamara.
Yeah,
It was sad.
it's tough. That's life though, man.
Like, Ben DiNucci is like farcical. Azura Kamara is just sad. I just get
Yeah,
sad. I wanted him to make it, and it happened. They picked their guy who wouldn't make it, and just like that.
yeah. I mean, it's tough, but I mean, Ben DiNucci is making all Italians look really bad, so that guy needs to just be gone.
Sure. I like to wrap up episode 19 with this one thought. I'm just gonna, because of Azura Kamara being the tearjerk story, I'm going to name October 17th Azura Kamara Day. So I don't know if we're recording that day, but if we're recording day after, then I will just like to announce it's Azura Kamara Day. So remind me October 17th that it's Azura Kamara Day.
Wait, why October 17th?
Just random. I just need a random day where I'm like, oh yeah, that was cool.
Okay, all right.
No
Close to my birthday.
significance.
I fuck with it.
Okay, cool. All right, so that will be wrapping up episode 19. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you'd like to follow myself on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MattWeiner20. If you'd like to follow Edward on his social media, you can find him on Instagram and Twitter at Edward_Bento. If you'd like to follow OK Takes on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, you can find us at OKAY Takes Pod. That is OKAY Takes Pod. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.